Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to GTHL hockey action on the 6 Hockey. I'm Jared Rotenberg, joined alongside my co-host and analyst, Jordan Jacklin. Now, Jordan, tell me a little bit about this matchup between the Mississauga Reps and the Mississauga Senators.
Well, these two teams just played last week where the Sens dominated in a 5-0 victory. And we'll see. I think it's going to be a bit of a tighter game, perhaps. Today, the Reps are going to be looking to play more of a defensive structure, really trying to neutralize the legs of a Caden Taylor and Ethan Broussard. So that's just going to have to come through a committee effort.
Absolutely. Heading into this game, the Mississauga Senators have been one of the top teams in the GTHL all season long. So dynamic offensively, scoring at about 4 goals per game, so a really good goals for average. And on the other side, they're a really good defensive team, whereas on the other side for the Mississauga Reps, they certainly have a ways to go in finding their footing in league standings this season. But starting off with the goaltenders, who's a goalie that you really think has the capability of stealing this game? Tell me a little bit of the goaltender for these Mississauga Reps.
Yes, and that is Kassan Lung. We've seen him before. He faces a lot of shot volume just because this is a team that ranks 11th in goals against, and that's just because they face a lot of shots on net. But Lung is really calm in his crease movements, is able to go post to post at a high velocity, and overall, he's a very great goaltender. Has the capability of stealing games for this Reps team.
And on the other side of the ice, for these Mississauga Senators, we've talked a lot about Jack Ivankovic, but tonight they're starting their backup. Tell me a little bit about what you need to know heading into this game about Mr. Frateroli.
Well, Jonathan Frateroli is a capable goaltender in his own right. Now, the Sens rank 5th in terms of goals against league-wide, so the defense in front of him knows what they're doing. But in terms of just having the vision to see through those tall defenders that are in front of him, and just having the swift crease movement as well, going post to post, and the vision that he displays, he can get the job done for them just as much as Ivankovic can.
And moving over back to the Mississauga Senators side, they're a great offensive team. We've highlighted some of their superstars, the Caden Taylors of the world. But tell me a little bit about a very good complementary piece. Well, that is Matthew Manza.
Yes, make sure to pay attention to number 55, Matthew Manza. He's a big body that can play the center position. He can play the wing, and he likes to drive to the middle of the ice. Really has a net front presence to his game. Can shoot from in tight, can make those passes, and he's really good on the power play. They like to switch him up on that power play unit when they're doing minor switches to keep Caden Taylor on the ice, so expect that to happen today as well. He can play with top-line players.
And over on the Mississauga Reps side, we've mentioned that if they are going to come out with this big-time upset victory, their defensive core is going to need to step up big time. So tell me a little bit about one of their top defenders so far this season, that being Manny Chauzeris.
Yes, look out for number 6, Manny Chauzeris, who can take those big slap shots or even just a swift wrist shot from the point through traffic, likes to look for those redirected shots and can often get them through on goal, and he can skate as well, can gain that inside positioning, big body, he can really be physical as well. He likes to throw a hit every once in a while, so look for him to make a big impact.
Absolutely, the total package on that blue line for these Mississauga Reps, and they're going to have a tough time containing the high-flying offense of these Mississauga Senators, a great offensive team, playing a team that has something to play for, determined to steal this rivalry game in the Battle of Mississauga. We'll take you down now to the warm-up as we get started for GTHL Hockey on the 6. Jared Rotenberg for Jordan Jacklin. I'm Jared Rotenberg, joined alongside Jordan Jacklin as we get you started for GTHL action on the 6 Hockey for a matchup between the Mississauga Senators and the Mississauga Reps in this Battle of Mississauga. And for these Mississauga Reps, this is a really important matchup, as just last week they were blasted in a 5-0 Mississauga Senators win. They are certainly going to be looking hard for redemption in this game as we get you started here for this opening face-off. This is sure to be a fun one. Two eager teams looking to crawl their way back in the standings here. The Mississauga Senators, a dominating team looking to continue their great season, and the Reps, on the other hand, a team who has really struggled and is looking to find their footing. As we get it started here in the defensive zone for these Mississauga Senators, as the puck is sent over behind the net and up to the point there of these Mississauga Reps, who just fire a puck right left of the net there, who bounces it around, and it will be the Senators going back the other way here on this attack. They break into the offensive zone. The puck sent behind the net as they cycle it around. Ethan Broussard there in the center of the point, right at the slot, as he loops around and is first to the puck. It will be the puck bobbled right over back into the neutral zone there as they take it back for a breather, but it will be lost as it's sent back the other way, picked up by Caden Taylor in the neutral zone and sent down the ice. Retrieved by the Mississauga Reps, who will start up their attack here. Early on, very mobile game going back and forth with offensive zone time on either side. Neither team being able to find their footing in either offensive zone. A lot of chances both ways as the puck's bobbling around in the neutral zone there. Retrieved by the Senators. Back trying to find their time. And with a big fall there, it will be the Senators in on the attack, but they can't get their shot off. Jordan, early on, what have you noticed about these two teams?
Well, starting off with Caden Taylor, they're looking to feed him the puck. You saw Willie Muzinski in that instance, and he just fired it wide of the net. But look for Caden Taylor to try to shoot it as much as he can. And both teams, just forcing each other to the outside. And they just try to generate more shots and passes within the inner slot. And that's going to be a difficulty here, at least. And the Reps really trying to play a defensive game against this high-powered Sens lineup.
Absolutely here as the puck is sent back into the defensive zone. It's the Reps who are first to the puck. So they try to start up their attack there. The Senators giving them a hard time breaking out of the zone, but it will be a race down the ice the other way. No shot getting off there. So the puck is behind the net here for the Reps, who cycle it around. And they lose it behind the net. So it will be the Senators back up the other way. Still a mission for the first team to break in successfully to the offensive zone and maintain offensive zone dominance. It's been a very back and forth game early on here. As the puck is retrieved behind the net by these Reps. Still looking for a chance back the other way as they take it through the neutral zone, but losing it at the blue line. And the Reps get a fresh set of bodies on as it's Caden Taylor still on the ice for these Mississauga Senators, finally getting off the ice himself. As these Senators start up the attack behind the net, a little puck battle, but it will be the Senators maintaining that possession, looking to go back up the other way.
Good work there from the Brit and Mississauga trio on the ice for the Mississauga Reps, just forcing that puck in and creating turnovers to generate more offensive zone pressure.
As the puck is now sent back the other way, Senators first to it, sending it back up and going for a little skate there are the Senators, but unable to get their stick on it, so they lose it in the neutral zone. Puck bouncing back and forth to either side. And the puck is currently on the stick of those Reps, who just smack it right into the corner there in a race for the puck, but it will be picked up first by the Senators. So the Reps looking hungry for an attack there, but unable to get their stick on it. It'll be the Senators skating back up the other way, just crossing over the blue line here, breaking into the offensive zone, but with a nifty move there, they do lose the puck, and it'll be the Reps back on the attack here.
And it's Caden Taylor trying to cut into the middle of the ice, but the gap control from that defender there on the Reps was able to limit him in that opportunity.
And almost a good look from the Senators, trying to go up for that breakaway shot, unable to get their stick on that puck, but it will be the Senators still back on the attack. Behind the net takes it. It's Rafik Dianov, who loops around to the point, sends it in on net, but unable to get his stick on that, but he still maintains possession, do these Mississauga Senators, but they're losing it now, and back the other way go the Reps, who try to get that centering pass off, but it is blocked in front by the Senators, so they get back there, but it will be the Reps in the offensive zone losing it.
Great work there by Anton Kuzmikev to get onto his knees and block that passing lane. Otherwise, the Reps player was wide open, so great work there as we head the other way.
But the Reps do not stop the attack there as they're hungry to get into the zone, but it's beaten first. Oh, and a pass right in front of the net, but it is stopped in front. And the puck's looping around there as the attack will go back the other way. Neither goaltender really being tested here for the Mississauga Senators. Jonathan Frateroli, as they're back in on the attack there. That looked like the first chance on these Mississauga Senators side, testing Casson Lung, but he comes up with the save.
Great work there by Casson Lung. Point blank to get the blocker up and ready to go. Perfect positioning and remain calm despite that one-on-one situation.
in a long stretch of play early on in this game. That was almost 6 minutes uninterrupted there, as both teams getting a significant amount of chances, but only testing Cass and Lung there at the very end. Neither team being able to sustain much zone pressure as the puck was bobbling back and forth in that neutral zone. Both sides really looking to settle into this game, find their footing, and get started on the offensive front here. A really high intensity start, but neither team being able to get on the board. As that puck sent onto the middle of the ice, but unable to get in stick on it, is the Senators. So it's sent over to the corner where the Reps beat them to the puck, but at the point, the puck is retrieved by the Senators, and it'll be up and into the bench out of play. So we will get another face-off right outside of the offensive zone here for the Senators, who are still looking for their first great offensive chance of this evening.
And for the Sens, they're third in the league in terms of goals for per game with 3.83 that they average. And in general, they're just trying to generate more plays in the offensive zone. So that's where they're going to want to play and get their high ranking stars into the area.
And with the puck in the offensive zone, it is the Senators back on the chance, but they lose it as it's sent back the other way. Winning that race to the puck, that foot race behind the net, it is the Mississauga Senators. So they maintain that zone time. But the puck sent back down into the corner. Up on the attack go the Senators, struggling to break their way out of the zone here as the Reps are pressuring them in front of the net as they try to steal the puck, but unable to do so are the Reps. So it'll be the Senators still maintaining zone time, sending it down the ice, and the Reps send it back up the other way, picking it into the zone here are these Mississauga Reps, unable to get a shot off, but still in the offensive zone here. It's the Senators picking it off, sending it back behind the net there. And it's at the point for these Mississauga Reps, who fire it in on net, but a big-time save there by Jonathan Frateroli, who sends it up and out of the zone. Back on the attack the other way, it's Ethan Broussard, who sends it into the center of the ice. No one's there for him, as the puck is at the corner. Sent back into the corner of the ice here. A wrestle for the puck, and it is sent loose to the Mississauga Reps, who are first to that puck, starting up their cycle back the other way as the Reps send it back up the ice, but it is lost at center ice, picked off by Luca Bonomo, who is in at the point there.
Another cross-seam pass by Sean Costello, feeding Ethan Broussard. We saw Caden Taylor score twice in that game last Wednesday, and I think we could see his line mates potentially generate some offense in this one.
As a blast is sent in on net, but unable to get through the traffic. But it still will be the blue liner of the Senators who gets it in centering shot, and it is stopped by Cass and Lung. Sent over to the corner there. These Senators still hungry on the attack, but it's sent back up the other way, and it just is moments away from a big break from the Mississauga Reps, but it will miss the stick and go down for an icing, so we'll be back for the other way. But a good break there from the Mississauga Reps, who are really hemmed into their own zone with the Mississauga Senators getting chances. They try to send up their guy on the breakaway and just unable to get their stick on that puck. A really good work there defensively from the Mississauga Reps, trying to break that play up.
The Ryan Days and the Rafek Dianov line on the ice now for this offensive zone draw for the Senators as they look to try to generate some offense. We get a quick substitution on the Rep side now, despite the icing, so they get the player they want taking the face-off in Denimes Mosler-Plata, who entered the ice for them, so let's see how it will work out.
Puck sent back on the face-off there at the point. It's Anton Kuzmikov who sends it in on net, but it is lost, and the Mississauga Reps pick it up. Puck now down into the corner. A puck battle for it. Neither team being able to find their way, but it will be the Senators winning that battle for the puck, picking it up still in the corner. The battles continue here. Both team looking to maintain this own possession as it's sent over the other way, and it'll be the Reps who are first to the puck, still struggling to break out from the side of their net, but they finally do, and they're up on the break here on the fast break through the neutral zone, breaking it into the zone here with a fancy spinorama move, setting it into the center of the ice, but unable to get his stick on it. And so Jonathan Frateroli almost nearly tested there, but unable to get a stick on it are these Mississauga Reps. As they take the puck from behind the net, the Senators do, looping back around for more options. And right through the center ice, almost picked off the Reps do, and they are pressuring in the defensive zone still.
Great work there just in the offensive end and at the neutral zone by the reps, playing a aggressive forecheck because they understand that the Senators' blue liners like to activate into the attack, so they pressure them. And ultimately, they're forcing turnovers on the play as we get a stoppage and a whistle blow.
And not just forcing turnovers, they forced the Mississauga Senators to get a little bit careless, and just right there, they just took their first penalty of the evening here. This will be a big opportunity for these Mississauga reps who, as mentioned, have struggled on the offensive front this season, currently last place in the league in terms of goals for, but this will be their best chance of the evening to get started offensively as they start off on the power play as they sent it over to the point there. Sending it in on net, but it is stopped by Jonathan Frateroli as the attack continues, but sent out of the zone from the Mississauga Senators as it's back the other way. Casson Lung handles it, sends it over into the corner. As the reps look to restart up their attack, the Senators with good work on the penalty kill early on as the puck is bobbled behind the net. Sending it up on the attack, the Mississauga reps do. Sending it through the middle of the ice as they go for a skate. Looking for some help there as they take it to the middle of the ice, but unable to get their stick on the puck. It's the Mississauga reps as there's a great defensive play from the Mississauga Senators in their penalty kill. With the puck at the point there. Blasting it in on net, but a big-time save by Jonathan Frateroli. And the attack continues for these reps as it's gone from the point over to the corner there. Sending it behind the net. And back to the corner it goes, back to the point. It's Manny Chauzeres who sends it in on net. And Manny Chauzeres sends it in on net. And Denimes Mosler-Plata gets the Mississauga reps started off on their first power play of the evening. A team that has struggled to score historically, but just right there you give them an opportunity on the power play and they are rewarded. It's Manny Chauzeres who sends it in on net, and it's Denimes Mosler-Plata that puts it right past Jonathan Frateroli, getting the Mississauga reps a great start offensively early on.
And you just saw earlier in that sequence, it was number 23, Denimes Mosler-Plata, cutting to the middle of the ice and making good work happen. Despite losing it on that specific sequence, they are able to generate it back into the offensive end, and it's just a point shot from Manny Chauzeres that puts it on front of the net, and it's a great work in front of the net there by Mosler-Plata to gain inside positioning to get that tip for the goal, for the icebreaker lead for the reps.
And the Mississauga reps clearly hungry to get another one there as they send the puck back into the offensive zone, stealing it from the goaltender, Jonathan Frateroli, as they get back to another attack, but they lose it at the blue line, so it'll be the Ethan Broussard line back on the ice for these Mississauga Senators looking to get back into this game. And they do, sending a shot in on net out of the Mississauga reps, but unable to get it off on Frateroli. So it'll be back the other way for the Senators, who bobble it up in the neutral zone and lose the puck. Back in on the attack are these Mississauga reps who don't get the clean shot off on Frateroli, but he has to still come up sharp there as that puck is tapped right on net, and it's Frateroli shutting the door.
And the reps now trying to make more work in transition, especially off that unfortunate bouncing puck, and ultimately just weren't able to get what they wanted there, but they do draw the offensive zone faceoff.
As they get started back the other way, the Mississauga reps do, but they lose the faceoff, so it'll be picked up by the Senators in the corner. Sending it up the ice there. Back through the center ice. Senators, but they lose it at the blue line, so sending it back deeper into the offensive zone are these reps. Failing to beat that race to the puck. So they lose it as it'll be back on the attack for the Senators. Skating through the middle and passing it up, but missing the tape-to-tape pass there. So the reps win that race. But they lose it in as it's a shot in front. And unable to get his stick off there, but a great shot in front from these Mississauga Senators. Rafik Dianov getting the puck on net, and these Mississauga Senators were in on the attack there, but losing it down the ice are the Mississauga reps who just send it right out of harm's way. But back on the attack are these Senators who are not quitting. Rafik Dianov through the middle of the ice, sending it in on net. And a great look there from the Mississauga Senators, who go in hungry on the attack.
And Casson Lung had to come up with a huge save earlier on, but it's Rafik Dianov getting into those shooting lanes in the just outside the inner slot and is able to get these grade A scoring chances. So great work for number 9 on that shift for the Sens.
As the puck is won back to the Mississauga Senators, looking to start their attack, but it'll be the reps pressuring them at the boards there as they send it down into the zone. And saved by Frateroli, so the reps after losing that faceoff, they go on to have an offensive zone faceoff here, and that's due to the great forechecking ability from these Mississauga reps doing so good on the pressure off that faceoff to maintain puck possession, send it in on Frateroli, and get that offensive zone faceoff. Let's see what they can do on this chance here. As the puck would be dropped, but there's going to be some words from the officials, who now appear to have everything handled, as are communicating with the coaches, but it does appear that we will be getting this play back underway as the whistle blows and the puck is sent back into the corner for these Mississauga Senators, who send it through the middle of the ice. Ethan Broussardin on the attack, or rather Briar Long, as the puck is picked off there from the reps. Back on the attack, but they lose it at the boards. Puck behind the net from Casson Long, as the reps send it over into the corner on the other end, who they lose it. As the reps go back on the attack, slow and steady as they send it down, and Frateroli will stop and cover it up.
Great work by Jonathan Frateroli. The talk of the town has been about Jack Ivankovic this season, but don't forget about Vaughan native Jonathan Frateroli, who's had to come up big so far in this game, and he's going to have to continue to as his team looks to climb back into this hockey game.
And the Mississauga reps are just not giving them an inch right now, getting set up once again into the offensive zone here, sending the puck in behind the net. Jonathan Frateroli having to come up strong there, as the reps continue their cycle around, passing it over to the point, and they get the shot off, but unable to hit Frateroli there, as it's picked off behind the net by the Mississauga Senators, who back the other way, but at the point there, it's the Mississauga reps maintaining puck possession, as they're back in on the attack. A fancy work there, as they send it in, but unable to get that clean shot off on Frateroli, who has to come up big on that save there with the fancy footwork from the Mississauga Senators.
Some fancy footwork indeed, and the agility showcase by Massimo Marcello on that sequence there, just to deceptively work around the opposing defender to generate that higher quality shot. That's what these reps need in this instance.
The puck picked up in the neutral zone, but sent back into the offensive zone for these Senators. Or rather, the defensive zone, as they start off their attack, as they break through the blue line, as they get in on net, and they fire it in, but it is saved by Casson Long. A big break there from the Mississauga Senators in on attack of their own.
And Casson Long, just like we saw last week, he is known for having some big game performances. And so far, a perfect night to begin this opening frame, and just looks very calm, especially with that latest glove save by number 37.
Casson Long, such a strong goaltender here, but he'll be tested as these Mississauga Senators continue their attack, but they lose the face-off, so it'll be these Mississauga reps back in on the attack, but it's won back by the Senators, who are in, breaking into the zone there. Puck sent over to the boards as the reps back on the attack, back into the offensive zone, stick handling it, trying to get through the defenders on these Senators, but they're stopped. So it'll be the Senators picking it off. Breaking out of the defensive zone here, back in on an attack of their own, but they lose it at the blue line. As they reclaim the puck, sending it into the center of the ice, and they fired it on net on Casson Long, as it is stopped and held by Casson Long, but he's coming up with a big-time save there as he is tested right in front of the net, getting shots whacked at him, as they will get some fresh bodies in on the ice, so Casson Long has to come up really big there with that save.
Briar Long feeding the puck over to teammate Ryan Days, who's able to pull it back and get a better shot on net, but Casson Long once again has the answer.
As the puck is blasted in on net, but it's unable to get through Casson Long, so he redirects it over to the point. As the puck is won back to the reps, who take it through the center ice, but they turn it over, as it'll be the Senators in on the attack, firing it in on net, and a big-time save by Long, who the Senators maintain the puck possession. Sending it back over to the point, but they lose it at the blue line, so the reps back in on the attack. The Senators really struggling to maintain consistent offensive zone possession as they dump it into the zone. The puck bobbling into the corner there. The reps trying to get it out, but they struggle, as it finally does break down the ice. So that will do it for this first period of action. The Mississauga reps really hungry and dominating offensively in this game early on, and the Mississauga Senators really struggling to maintain much of anything offensively in that offensive zone.
Well, we saw glimpses of dominance from that Ethan Broussard trio at 5-on-5, but generally the reps were able to neutralize the Senators' offensive weapons and were actually able to generate offense themselves on the counterattack, and that's why they lead 1-0, and they were able to generate that power play as well. They're playing a good, clean, disciplined game.
Absolutely here. And for these Mississauga reps, they're doing very well at picking off the puck in the defensive zone and just sending it right to the center of the ice and out of harm's way. But I wonder if the Mississauga Senators are going to begin to adjust to this game plan. They notice that all their shots in the defensive zone are being sent to the middle of the ice. So if they pick off those pucks at the center, that's where the reps continuously are firing them. They could have their chance to turn those turnovers into some offensive chances. They'll certainly be looking to generate more offense here in this second period in what was a rather unsuccessful offensive period from the Mississauga Senators, who otherwise have been one of the most dominant offensive teams all year long.
And the Senators are just trying to generate more off the forecheck and cycle the puck more, try to get more point shots on net, bodies in front, to make life a bit more difficult for goaltender Casson Lung.
As we get it started here, it's Adam Valentini for the Senators in on that faceoff, but he loses it back, so it'll be starting off in the Mississauga reps on the attack as they send it through center ice and blast it in on net, but it doesn't get through the bodies in front. So it's an easy break for Jonathan Frateroli as the Senators go back in the other way early on in the period. As they skate in, it's Luca Bonomo who sends it in behind the net. As a big battle in front there at the corner. Luca Bonomo still in on the attack, but he loses it, so it'll be Adam Valentini from the point. Sends it in, Casson Lung spinning, doesn't know where that puck is. At the corner here for the Mississauga Senators. As the puck is maintained at the blue line as they're in on the attack, but a good look for the Senators. As they maintain the offensive zone attack, they're getting some great pressure here as they send it in on net. Picking it up behind the net are the Senators, who send it back in front. Picking it up at the point, it's Bonomo. Sends it over from the point there. It's Bonomo. Continuing his attack as there's a battle at the boards. As it's one back to the reps, who continue their attack the other way, dumping it right out of harm's way, and it will be an icing, so the pressure will not stop as we will have a continuation of the offensive zone pressure in the offensive zone here for these Senators as the reps struggle to break it out.
The best shift of the night so far for the Sens goes to their trio of Ryan Days and Rafek Dianov, really just cycling the puck and using their speed to their advantage there to draw that icing.
As the puck picked up at the point, a quick back shot there, but it wasn't able to go through, so the Senators have to continue their attack right into the center there as they lose it at the blue line, but they maintain the zone, and it's that Ethan Broussard line back in as Casson Lung comes up with the save.
Caden Taylor now up to 5 shots on goal to begin this game as he gets 2 in that latest shift of his. He really likes to throw it on net, but Casson Lung really prepared to make those glove side stops.
As we'll have an offensive zone face-off once again for these Senators. Picking it up at the point, but they send it over into the corner, and it's picked off by the reps, who begin their attack the other way. Unable to do so. It's the Senators, and they almost fall down, but they maintain their skating ability and get it back in the other way, sending it into the corner. Picked up by the Senators, who are first to that puck. And they are unable to get the shot off as the puck goes right back and over into the neutral zone as they restart up this cycle. Sending it through the center of the ice, they're in on the attack. But it's the reps defenders that don't let them get that shot off. A great defensive play from the reps, who are back in the other way, turning defense into offense as they're in on the attack. As the puck goes back into the neutral zone. First to the puck, it is the Senators, who maintain the puck in at the corner. And it goes behind the net. The reps are the first to the puck. And it's sent back the other way. The reps in. Getting it right on net, and it's Frateroli who makes the save, but it's sent back behind the net. Senators first to that puck. And picked off in the neutral zone by the reps. But back behind the net, the reps pick it up. They're looking to start off their attack here, but they're going to need to withstand the offensive zone pressure from the Senators, who are really relentless here.
Both teams are really struggling in transition right now, as we're seeing in this latest sequence. Just turnover after turnover. They're unable to get that controlled entry, but maybe we have one right here.
This will be a big break here as they skate into the zone and fire it in on net. And that one enters the net. It's Luca Bonomo who fires it right on Casson Lung and catches him off guard. We mentioned that teams have struggled in transition, but that was a strong break into the zone for the Senators, and rather than cycling it around, something they've struggled to do with maintaining offensive zone pressure, they just blast it right from the point, and it's Luca Bonomo with that clean wrist shot from the point that goes right under the pads there of Casson Lung to knot up this game 1-1.
Luca Bonomo is the epitome of a two-way defenseman in the modern-day version of hockey. Just able to break up that play in the defensive zone and skates it up himself, gains the controlled zone entry, and just wires it on the net, beats it short side there on Casson Lung, and ultimately we got a tied game.
As the puck's taken behind the net, it's the Reps up on the attack looking to counter. They want to get back in the lead in this game, but they're unable to do so as they send it back down the other way. And it's the Rebels, or the Senators rather, who are in on the attack, firing it on net, but it goes right up and over Casson Lung and out of play here. So we will get a face-off right in the zone as play is stopped. What a chance there. What a break from the Senators in on the attack, but they just soar that way over Casson Lung.
Adam Valentini streaking through the left half wall there, is able to get it over to Matthew Manza for the shot, and it just goes off the shoulder of Casson Lung, and out of play. They're really starting to generate some scoring chances off the rush.
As there's a face-off here to the left of Casson Lung, but a player waved out of the offensive zone face-off here for the Reps, so they will replace him and get underway here with the face-off. At the point, it's picked off by the Senators, who begin their attack at the point. The Reps making life difficult for them as they send it out of the zone, but picked off by the Senators, so they'll try to restart their attack. Ethan Broussard picks it up as he skates into the zone there with a really nifty move and sends it right to the logo, but unable to get it through Casson Lung. Picked off at the boards behind the net. It's the Reps sending it down the ice, but the Senators will be first to that puck. Too little for an icing, so it'll be the Senators back on the attack. As it's sent in the neutral zone. In break through the Senators, but unable to get their shot through those defenders of the Reps, who are playing very strong tonight. A great defensive performance as they break into the offensive zone and send it on the backhand in on Jonathan Frattaroli, but unable to get the clean shot on net. They retrieve it at the boards, or at the blue line rather, sending it back deep into the zone, picked up first by the Senators, who look to restart their mission in on the offensive zone. They do so, sending it in on net, but it's saved by Casson Lung.
It was Sean Costello once again off the rush, trying to deceptively use the defender there as they get a follow-up chance following that initial shot. And we're starting to see play open up on both ends of the ice. The Reps doing a good job forcing turnovers from the Sens in the offensive zone, so they're really just trying to generate more plays and playing that offensive zone as much as possible and not where they currently are.
And that was a great look there from the Mississauga Senators after the initial save made on Casson Lung. What these Mississauga Senators thrive at so significantly all season long is those second and third chances, and they just blast that secondary chance right at the side of the net, looking to crack Casson Lung for the second time, but they're unable to do so. So we still have ourselves with a 1-1 game as the puck is in the defensive zone here of these Senators. The Mississauga Reps in on the attack, but unable to get the puck possession on it due to the Mississauga Senators' great defensive play in at the corner. As they are in an intense puck battle here, some sticks flying around, but it's the Senators who win the puck back, so they begin their mission through the middle of the ice as they send it into the zone. They're getting it in on net from the side, unable to get it cleanly on Casson Lung. And the Reps retreat the other way. They pick it up through the zone and fire it on net, but Jonathan Frattaroli makes the save, so it's sent over into the corner. Chances on both sides as this game really opens up here.
Point blank stop there by Frattaroli on that ensuing play on the stick of Eric Lee, and he was able to get his glove up in time there as it bounced up and deflected wide.
As the Mississauga Senators get hemmed into their own zone, so they have to cycle back to find more open teammates here as they begin their attack the other way. They break into the zone, unable to make that centering pass, but they send it over to the point. As there will be a stoppage of play here, and we'll see what the referees are signaling.
We've had just one penalty called in this game so far, as it's gone by relatively quickly. Discipline generally from both sides, and it appears we head back now into the offensive blue line for the Senators, or rather into their zone.
And for these Mississauga Senators, they'll have to play really strong defensively here. They're a team that has been successful on the defensive end this season, but they're going to have to go once again to the penalty kill here. Or rather, yes, they do have to come up big with a penalty killing effort here, as they will be shorthanded in the next goings here, as the Mississauga reps get the puck in the offensive zone. But it sends back the other way as the Senators win that race to the puck. They get the first chance of this penalty kill, as the puck is battling for it here at the boards. Losing it back are the Senators, so it'll be the reps picking it up behind the net as they look to start off their first attack on this power play, looking to finally reclaim the lead. They skate it up through the middle of the ice, breaking through the offensive zone blue line, but hesitating to look for someone. They find the pass, but unable to complete it. Tape to tape, so it goes back the other way.
Ethan Broussard on this penalty kill so far, just dominant. You're seeing him force the player into the board right now. He's already generated one turnover earlier in this sequence. Dominant shift for number 10 on the Sens.
Just so relentless there from Ethan Broussard as they start off this play. Sticks are going flying as the reps maintain this offensive zone pressure on this power play, but unable to get their stick on it, so it will be another stoppage in play here. The Mississauga reps really looking strong, but unable to generate much of anything on this power play chance.
Well, the reps will now get new recruitments onto the ice as they look to just generate the controlled entry and try to sustain the offensive zone forecheck. They have more players on the ice, and it will be an O-zone draw now for the reps. So let's see what they can do with this opportunity with 58 seconds to play on the man advantage.
There's lots of time here, and this would be a major power play goal here if they could find a way to crack one past Jonathan Frateroli. This will be a big chance in them cruising to victory here, as they need to get the lead reclaimed back in this game as the puck is wrestled in at the boards, but a stoppage in play.
And this is where the Senators want the pace of play to go at this moment while they're shorthanded. Just force the stoppages of play as much as you can. Kill the momentum for the reps as they get another offensive zone face-off as they look to take the lead of this game.
And with 47 seconds still to go on this power play in the offensive zone, there's more than enough time, but they're going to need to break through the amazing penalty killers of these Mississauga Senators, primarily Ethan Broussard, who has been so strong on this penalty kill and just pressuring the opposing players, forcing them to make moves. And that's the kind of play that a player like Ethan Broussard is capable of. A great two-way player there, as it will be the Senators back in on the attack, but finally breaking through the zone there, and it will be a stoppage of play, but a great attack from these Mississauga Senators, who are generating more offense than their opposition on the penalty kill. It just shows you how strong offensively these Mississauga Senators are.
Rafek Dianov is known for his puck-hounding abilities and just the way he's able to disrupt those open passing and shooting lanes and just gain that inside positioning there, force a stoppage of play. Now, look at this, the Sens are able to get it back up and just kill off more time of this power play.
Well, these Mississauga Senators have just forced the Mississauga reps to just dump the puck down and out of danger. They haven't been able to maintain much of anything offensively in this offensive zone on this power play. A huge missed opportunity, but with 20 seconds here to go, there still is time, but they fail to get the attack going there, as there's some players slipping on the ice. They do say the ice is slippery here, so they restart the attack from back the other way as they're back on the attack, but it'll be the Senators picking up that puck on the penalty kill. Back the other way, the Caden Taylor pair is back out on the ice. Ethan Broussard as well joins them. Picking it in from the side of the net, getting a shot on Casson Lung, but it is stopped and held by Lung. A great offensive penalty kill from these Mississauga Senators, and for these Mississauga reps and head coach Jordan Henry, they gotta be disappointed with their effort on that power play, not able to generate much of anything, and a huge missed opportunity to take a lead in this game.
Well, now they've allowed this Sean Costello trio to come back on the ice for the Sens and capitalize on the offensive zone face-off.
As it'll be the goal scorer, Luca Bonomo, an offensive defenseman who skates into the corner trying to wrestle for that puck, but he's unable to do so, so he is joined by other Mississauga Senators helping him in the mission as they pick up the puck behind the net, attempting the Michigan, but unable to get that shot off, and it's Caden Taylor with that additional shot from the slot there, but a big-time save from a big-time test from Casson Lung.
And it's Ethan Broussard. How do you do? Going for the Michigan attempt. You think it might be Caden Taylor. Well, Ethan Broussard showing some nifty mitts. The Brantham native knows how to get it done. And the subsequent rebound came out in front, and Taylor was just unable to bang it home. Casson Lung really standing on his head.
That was a beautiful opportunity from these Senators, who finally appear that they found their footing as they maintain this puck in the offensive zone from a great defensive play at the blue line from Luca Bonomo, who sends it in deep to the corner. As the goaltender is pulled, so the Mississauga reps now will be joining the parade to the penalty box, and it'll be the Senators with their first opportunity of the night on the power play.
And for the Sens now, they keep the likes of Sean Costello, Ethan Broussard, Caden Taylor on the ice, while add a few more tools as well. And they're going to see the likes of Denimes get out there, Breer Lung. As we get settled for what's going on here, the refs are talking to each player on both sides as we now start to see certain players head to the penalty box. Appears just to be one for the reps, be 5-on-4 power play with just under 5.5 minutes remaining in the second period.
And this is the biggest chance of the night now for the Senators to take the lead. They certainly have found their confidence and found their footing with that big-time Michigan attempt earlier on, trying to flip that puck in from behind the net. And that just shows you how much time they have now on the power play with a 4-minute power play chance, and they get started here in the offensive zone, but unable to get that shot off cleanly on Casson Lung, so they will restart for the offensive zone face-off with that Caden Taylor line back out on the ice, who has been so dangerous all night long, and with 3 minutes and 50 seconds here to work with, they have loads of time with this power play that will surely take them to the end of this second period.
And we'll now see Matthew Manza enter the ice there as he takes the face-off for the Senators.
As he takes it in on the point there, blasted in on net, but unable to get that shot off, so it'll be back by Caden Taylor at the blue line, sending it deeper into the zone, but Caden Taylor gets with a big one-timer there from the slot, and a huge test by Casson Lung as the attack from these Senators does not quit. They pick up the puck at the slot, but it's the reps giving them a difficult time as they're back the other way on the attack, sending it in from center ice on net, and Jonathan Frattaroli doesn't flinch there. Back the other way, it's Caden Taylor through center ice, sending it over to his teammates there at the side of the net, but Caden Taylor retrieves it as he loops around back into the slot. A dangerous offensive piece, and he knows exactly where to be, but it'll be back on the attack. Caden Taylor retrieves it, sends it into the center. Caden Taylor gets it back in the slot and fires it, but it's the reps defense unable to let him get that shot off. As they continue this attack, the Senators passing it deep to the blue line, firing it behind the net. Caden Taylor picks it off and sends it on the backhand in close, but it bounces back the other way, so picked up at the point and at the boards. There's a battle for the puck. And looped around, sent to the side of the net by Taylor. Attempting for that one-timer, but unable to get the shot off. And the attempt at the dive from these, Caden Taylor gets it on net, by the attempt at the dive from the Mississauga reps trying to get that puck out of the zone, but it is to no avail as the Senators pick it right back up and continue their pressure. This is how you have to play a 2-minute, or rather a 4-minute power play advantage here, as they've been all over their opposition. The Caden Taylor line still on the ice merely 2 minutes into this power play, and now it finally looks like they will be getting fresh bodies here on the ice. Domination from that Caden Taylor power play unit, and really pressuring Casson Lung, who has to come up big on that penalty kill save.
Well, Jared, we saw just before the penalties were called that Caden Taylor line was already on the ice. So what the head coach, Steve Kamagna, elected to do was actually just substitute Costello and Broussard with Valentini and Manzin. It really worked out well there. Lots of offensive zone time.
And a really smart play at the boards here at the point. Take it to the Senators as it's Ethan Broussard fires it, but just misses out wide and over the net. So it'll be the attack continuing from the point as they skate around with it looking for the open teammates. From the point, they hesitate to struggle what to do. They take it at the point, sending it over to the side of the net. It's Ethan Broussard picking it up, sending it in on net. And back it goes to the point, Broussard. Sends it over to his teammate there. As Broussard sends it over to Musnitsky. Sends it back over to Broussard as he struggles to get the shot off with the pressure from the diving Mississauga Reps defenders there. But they pick it back up in the slot, trying to get a shot on net, and it's Casson Lung who makes the save. So the puck goes back over and into the corner. It's Musnitsky with the puck over at the blue line. Sending it deeper into the zone, Sean Costello. And back the other way, the Mississauga Reps send it. So they finally stepping up with a big-time penalty kill effort with lots of diving teammates there, preventing the Senators from getting clean shots off. But they're back on the attack with 40 seconds still to go. Lots of time here for them to maintain this attack with a couple chances at another drive in on net.
The Reps have been doing a great job of just being able to kill off the momentum of this power play, and Casson Lung coming up big so far in this sequence.
Ethan Broussard sending it in on net, trying to get it through that 5-hole, but unable to do so, so it's sent back the other way. The puck at the side of the net, sends it cross crease. And with 10 seconds still to go, the Reps maintaining the puck, and that will do it on this 4-minute power play. So a very successful effort from the Senators, but to no avail as the Mississauga Reps defenders come up victorious. They're back the other way, setting it in on net, and they are struggling to get the shot over as it's Rafik Dianov on that 2-on-1 chance, elects to shoot the puck, and a big-time save by Casson Lung. It's the Reps back the other way, but the Senators pick it off in the offensive zone here, trying to maintain their offensive zone possession. Sending it into the slot. And it's these Reps defenders preventing them from getting that shot off as they send it right to the center, picked off by the Reps as they start their attack back the other way.
And Casson Lung has just brought a tremendous performance tonight. Another blocker side stop on Rafik Dianov. He's just knowing where to go in his crease and really making the best movement and showcasing his mobility.
And the puck sent back to the offensive zone of the Senators, looking to start off one more attack with 30 seconds left in a tied 1-1 game of this second period here. A very high-intensity period, but neither team being able to put one past either goaltender. We'll see with 20 seconds left whether either team will be able to generate much of anything.
Yeah, just limited time left in this second period, one apiece on both sides. We know with these Battle of Mississauga matchups, we always get an interesting turn of events, and I'm sure the physicality is only going to ramp up from here.
And a big-time face-off right outside of the offensive zone for Valentini, who wins it back to Broussard. Broussard takes it into the offensive zone, breaks through the defenders there, still maintaining puck possession, who cycles back to find more options, but unable to connect that puck. And that looks like it will do it for this second period. So a very high-intensity period here at the Paramount Center, but it's neither team being able to break the ice in this second period. 1-1 game heading into the third.
And it's Luca Bonomo who found the equalizer goal in that second period now to tie it at one apiece. Just able to jump into the offensive zone as a defenseman and get the shot through. The only shot that's beat Casson Lung so far cleanly, as he's had to come up huge, especially on that 4-minute power play for the Sens. So he'll have to continue his performance in the third period.
And Casson Lung absolutely has been strong, as has Jonathan Frattaroli. But these Mississauga Senators have absolutely peppered Casson-Lung with shots, and he's been so strong, especially on that 4-minute power play. So both teams will have their task ahead of them in this third period to find a way to get that next one and break this equalized game. For Jared Rotenberg and Jordan Jacklin, that will do it for this second period of action. We'll see you in the third. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jared Rotenberg, joined alongside Jordan Jacklin as we get you started for the third period of action here between the Mississauga Reps and the Mississauga Senators on GTHL Hockey on the 6 Hockey. This has been an exciting matchup here, both goalies having to come up strong, but we still enter the third period in a 1-1 deadlock of a game. Jordan, what are you looking for heading into this third period for either team to find a way to victory?
Well, for the Reps, Casson-Lung needs to continue his brilliance, and he needs more from the forwards in front of him. We saw Denimes Mosler-Plata break through in that first period on the power play, and they just need to try to maybe even draw another call and just try to really play a better game. And for the Senators, they just need to continue the dominance that they're getting at 5v5 from a Caden Taylor, from an Ethan Broussard, and try to get even more from their depth scorers because we know they have it in them.
Well, with that, let's get ourselves underway here for third period action as the puck is won back to the zone of these Mississauga Senators who are up on the attack, but it is won back and into the corner for these Reps who retrieve the puck and send it back the other way. Early on in this third period, back and forth action. Neither team being able to find their offensive footing here as the puck has been sent up and down the ice. But it's the Mississauga Senators looking to start off their first attack of the period as they break into the offensive zone. Skating in and getting a shot in on Casson-Lung, but it is saved and redirected out the other way.
We're starting to see Matthew Manza become more of a force there. As the game is going on, number 55, strolling right through the blue line, cutting to the middle of the ice to get a quality shot on Frateroli there, or rather on Casson-Lung, and that was just turned aside. But number 55 coming alive for the Sens.
And that player on the Mississauga Senators actually might have crossed the line one too many because he will now be taking a seat in the penalty box. The Mississauga Reps get it started with their third power play of the evening. They had strong looks on both of them, but nonetheless are 0 for 2, looking for their first power play goal of the evening. As the puck is in the neutral zone, Mississauga Reps are first to that puck, but they're looking to get started back the other way.
Good work here by the Sens penalty kill, just forcing them back to their own zone as they look to get the controlled entry.
As the Reps do break into the zone, they're picking it up in the corner there, but they are met with an attacker on the penalty-killing Mississauga Senators as the puck is battling around in the corner. Both sides looking for that puck to come loose as there is some pressure there, but it does come loose to the Mississauga Senators who pick it up, but do send it down the other side, and it's picked up by Casson-Lung on the other end of the ice. So the Mississauga Reps looking to start off their attack once again. The Mississauga Senators playing very strong on the penalty-killing end of the ice, but it is the attack of these Reps that is starting up and over again. No offensive zone domination time like we saw earlier in the game as the puck is bobbled right behind the net there as it's stuck in the corner, but it is picked up to the point. Blasted over to the side of the circle there. And behind the net. As they pick it up. And these Reps send it over to the point. And trickle it back down to the corner from the backhand. The Reps do retrieve it. They win that race to the puck. So they pick it up behind the net. And they send it from the point in on net. But Jonathan Frateroli has to come up with his first big save of the third period. As the Senators send it back down the ice, down the other way. Picked up by Casson-Lung and dumping it around the ice.
Some great work there by the Senators power play. Just trying to get more traffic in front of the net and trying to generate some rebound opportunities. But once again, the big man, Frateroli, gloving it down like he did right there.
A really slick glove save there by Mississauga Senators goaltender Jonathan Frateroli. And that just shows you his exceptional tracking, his exceptional ability to just track pucks, and he did that to a T there with traffic in front of him and found a way to get his glove on that puck. A really strong goalie that's having a really strong game, and in that play, he didn't need to come up strong there because the defenders in front of him picked off that puck that was heading in on Frateroli. So great defensive work from the Senators on that penalty kill, but as well, great work from Jonathan Frateroli in the net for a successful penalty kill. And now, with 12 minutes still to go, we still maintain our 1-1 score as they're unsuccessful on the power play. With the puck here now in the offensive zone for these Senators, looking to get their first offensive chance of this period, but they're unable to do so, as it will be the Reps heading back the other way, but they lose the puck, and the Senators take it back. A race for the puck at the corner there in the neutral zone. The Senators win. Looking to start off their attack and cycle back. And they do so. The battle to the offensive zone is won by the Senators as they get a shot on Casson Lung, but it just misses right wide and picked up by the Reps, who go back up the other way. And it's bobbled once again in the neutral zone. So Adam Valentini fires it on net and right up and over Casson Lung. And that one will go up and out of play. There's some pushing and shoving as well. So that will be an offensive zone face-off here for these Mississauga Senators with some pushing and shoving, but it doesn't appear like we are going to have anything called or any players joining that party to the penalty box. We will just have another offensive zone face-off from these Senators.
This Valentini trio getting rewarded once again with the offensive zone face-off. Just being rewarded and being told to stay out there and continue to generate the chances that they are creating, especially Evan Gaudry off the rush there with the far side shot.
And the Mississauga Reps go into the zone and just send it cleanly on Frateroli, who has to come up big with that save. And he stops and covers it. So we'll get a face-off the other way on the Mississauga Reps offensive zone.
Frateroli wasn't tested too much earlier in this game, but we're really starting to see him come alive and showcase some of his abilities. Like we mentioned before, Jack Ivankovic has been the talk of the town in Mississauga, but don't underrate Jonathan Frateroli and what OHL teams might be looking for in number 50.
As the Senators send it back the other way, looking to start off their mission to the net. And it's the Reps who win that race to the corner. But the Senators steal it back as they loop around through the slot. And Reps pick it off. So their attack will begin. But they lose it. The Reps struggling to maintain this possession. Every time they have the puck, they seemingly bobble it away. As it will be Adam Valentini who sends it over to the point and blasts it over into the corner to the Senators. As it's picked off by the Reps, who just send it cleanly down the ice. And without any doubt in my mind, that will certainly be an icing. So we'll be back in the offensive zone for these Senators.
And for the Sens right now, they get the offensive zone draw. And of course, you see the likes of Ethan Broussard, Caden Taylor quickly drawing up a play there with Sean Costello as well as the third forward. In that sequence, they got the Muzinski pairing out on the ice. Let's see what they can generate.
And a hard face-off one back by Ethan Broussard, so the Senators need to go back and chase it. But they do as they restart up that attack, looking to get this Caden Taylor line some chances at offense as they're back in the offensive zone. Caden Taylor hanging out right near the slot there, but he is to loop back to help out defensively as they lose the puck at the blue line. As they restart back the other way, Jaden Connors, the defender of the Senators that's back on the attack, picks up that puck but loses it. Jaden Connors has to come up big there with a defensive retrieval. He does so as the attack continues, but it will be iced down, so it'll be the Reps getting an offensive zone face-off with that Mississauga Senators top line out there on the ice, who will now have to come up big defensively as they came on in the offensive zone for that face-off, but now have to chase play back the other way.
And Mosler-Plata's on the ice there. You see him just outside the face-off looking for that one-time shot upon the face-off, but the Sens are able to get it themselves to avoid danger.
As they send it through center ice. Don't complete the pass, but the Senators continue to maintain possession as they send it from the corner there. Unable to get it on net. And the mission to send it in on point. And it is retrieved at the point by these Senators who send it into the net. But it is tapped off and sent the other way by Casson Lung. Retrieved by the Reps behind the net, who look to start off their attack. And they send it back, but almost bobbled in front. It's Frateroli who didn't know where that puck was, as it'll be dashed in by Jaden Connors with speed. Blasting it in on net, but saved by Casson Lung, and a stick goes flying right after that. So we will get a whistle.
And Castellong, once again, like he's been all night, just remaining so calm and poised in the net, prepared for any option that comes his way. In that latest sequence, though, he did actually appear to not have clear vision of that puck, so you almost saw him fall over. But nonetheless, the defenseman in front of him able to bail him out, and we remain tied at 1 at Paramount.
As it will be a puck battle in the zone, but one back by the Senators. Rather, the Reps steal it and dash into the zone with speed, but unable to get the shot off due to the great defensive play by the Mississauga Senators. So there will be a battle in at the corner, one back by the Senators, who are looking to start off their attack from the defensive zone onwards. They fail to get it out, and it'll be the Reps in on the attack, but they lose it. Wrestling for it behind the net. And it will be the Senators maintaining that puck, so they're in on their mission to the net once again, trying to get some shots on Castellong in this third period. Losing it at the corner of the Senators, so it'll be the Reps back in a race for the puck. And for these Mississauga Reps, they've had good looks, but they've just been unable to get their puck on these sticks, or rather their sticks on these pucks, but it will be the Senators getting that puck back. And the Senators pick it up, but it's Adam Valentini with the huge neutral zone steal, allowing the Senators to maintain their attack. So lots of pressure and puck possession from the Senators on this shift, but not a lot in the offensive zone as they continuously have lost it and had to chase back the other way. But their retrieval has been impeccable tonight for the Senators as Caden Taylor picks it up behind the net. Sends it over to the point, but loses it. And it'll be the Senators once again winning that race to the pucks. The Mississauga Reps have had the chances to maintain this puck possession, but just failing to do so at every turn in this third period. Certainly some efforts and chances they would like back in this game.
The Reps are deploying a neutral zone trap right now on these Senators, really forcing them to outside the perimeter and forcing those low percentage shots, unable to really get what they want there. You saw Adam Valentini doing some nifty work in the neutral zone and at the blue line to try to create something out of nothing, and ultimately he was denied there. Same with Caden Taylor, and now a key offensive zone faceoff for these Reps.
This will be big here for these Reps who haven't had the chances in a larger variety here in this third period. Aside from that power play, they haven't really generated much on Jonathan Frateroli, but when they have, he's come up strong. So they'll have to continue to find offensive zone pressure here in this period, looking to steal a big-time victory against these Senators. But it will be the Sens back the other way, breaking through the blue line. In on the mission to the net, unable to get their stick on that puck, but picking it up right at the point, unable to get it on net. But it'll be the Reps stealing it. And the Senators grab it in the neutral zone. A great recovery by Jaden Connors first to that puck, and that just shows his speed as an offensive defenseman. As he sends it back down into the corner, and it's won back by the Reps. And the Reps in on the attack, breaking into the zone with the three-man attack, getting a shot, but it doesn't hit Frateroli and goes back around the boards and back the other way. Picked off in the neutral zone. It'll be the Reps that are battling for the puck. Sending it back into the corner, picked up by the Reps. And the Senators struggling to get that puck out, as they're making it very difficult on these Reps as they send it through the center of the ice, and it'll be picked up by the Senators. Unable to get that shot off.
Great work there by Willie Muzinski, number 2 on the Sens, just activating into the rush right there to force the turnover, and now the Sens maintain possession as they enter the offensive zone.
As it's Ethan Broussard skating in with speed, trying to get it in close. Very evidently getting shots in close. They know they've been hemmed out of the slot there, but they're finally deciding they need to get shots in close on Castellong if they want a chance to steal this lead, and that's exactly what they did right there with speed from Ethan Broussard. But a face-off called, and a stoppage of play here. Certainly the referee's signaling that there will be a call there.
And we'll see who it's going to be. Looks like it will go against the Reps as we see a player heading towards the box. So it will be a power play for these Senators with just under 5 minutes remaining in this third and final frame.
And we saw how dangerous the Mississauga Senators were in the second period on that 4-minute power play. Let's see what they can do here with their second power play of the night, one that they were unable to score on earlier. As they loop it around, looking for open teammates, unable to find any, so they continue to hold on to the puck through these Senators. They pick it up at the point, sending it over to Caden Taylor. Sends it to the corner. Back at the point. And shoots it in on net, but saved by Casson Lung at the side of the net. A big-time shot sent in at the side of the net from the Senators, getting a plethora of chances there on Casson Lung.
Yeah, Sean Costello from the far side there gets the retrieval from Gabriel Trozo, who's manning the point here on this power play. And now Jaden Connor steps up as the second unit takes the ice.
Caden Taylor grabs that puck. And they lose the puck at the blue line, so they'll have to restart this attack. It's Taylor taking it through the center of the ice. Unable to maintain that puck possession. So it's sent over to the corner. Picked up by the side of the net. And it will be a shot from the slot, but unable to get that shot off. These Senators looking to break this tie in the game as it's picked up at the point by Jaden Connors. Jaden Connors picks it back up. He has Caden Taylor open and blasted in on net, but a big save by Casson Long sends it outside. Picked off once again by Jaden Connors as he retrieves that puck in the neutral zone. Such a speedy defender. Back at it again. Caden Taylor still out on the ice, joined by Ethan Broussard.
We've seen Taylor and Broussard on the ice this entire power play. They've been switching the players around them, and we're seeing Jaden Connors show that chemistry with number 96.
As the puck from the point there, it's Jaden Connors sending it across to Ethan Broussard. Sends it from the side of the net and on Caston Lung, but unable to get it off, and Ethan Broussard picks it up again. Sends it to Jaden Connors. Back to Broussard. Blasted in on net, but he does soar it right up and over. Jaden Connors once again. Blasted in. Sends it to the side of the net where it is joined by Caden Taylor, who loops around to the slot. And sends it in with lots of traffic, unable to get that clean shot off, and it's sent down the other way. 3 minutes to go in this hockey game. Still knotted up. 1-1 as it's Caden Taylor in on the attack. But just misses and sends it up and over the glass.
We're seeing the crowd at the Paramount Center get very riled up here as these Reps penalty killers really just playing to survive at this point, as the Sens were all over them in that latest sequence, as we await a potential game-winning goal here in the final few minutes, or perhaps maybe even a tie game.
As the puck is won back at the point of these Senators, looking to continue their attack there, but it is picked off by the Reps who go back up the other way, sending it to the center, and unable to get that shot off by a great defensive play by the Senators, keeping this game alive and still knotted up at once as they start back the other way. It is the Senators taking the puck through the neutral zone and breaking in offensively, sending it into the corner, but it's picked off by the Reps, and they lose it at the blue line as there's a wrestle for it in front. The Senators come out victorious, so they send it back into the zone looking for an attack here, but unable to get any shots on Casson Long, so play will be blown dead.
And for the Senators now, they'll get another line change here as the clock continues to wind down. In these final few moments, Matthew Mainza entering the ice now, a very good secondary offensive weapon on this team now, as they get the offensive zone draw and really look to get that 2-1 lead.
And as they win the faceoff back, they're at the point, sending it in close, but unable to get that off. Great defensive work, still maintaining, but the Senators are in on the attack, sending it in on the backhand. And it's saved by Casson Lung. Great attempt from the Senators, who still maintain this puck in the offensive zone. It's Manza who's still back on the ice there. But currently the puck held by Ethan Broussard. Loops it back the other way, picked off at the boards by the Senators. Puck nailed behind the net. It's Broussard with Manza. Puck battle at the corner, but it's Broussard who comes out victorious, loops back the other way and sends it to Manza, who's unable to get that shot off. Great defensive play by the Reps, but the Senators continue to maintain that puck. Broussard shifting over into the slot. He's wide open for a shot here. Surely these Senators are going to look to find him as there's a puck battle as they struggle to get that pass off, as it is stolen by the Mississauga Reps, who just nearly get that puck over the glass, but it does fall back onto the ice here. So it'll be Jaden Connors in on the attack. Looping back. Shot by Adam Valentini, saved. And the pressure continues from these Senators with 1 minute remaining.
And what offensive zone pressure right now. Jaden Connors especially activating in, taking it to his backhand there. Forces a rebound opportunity, and ultimately now tired bodies getting off as new recruitments on the ice for both teams.
Ethan Broussard tries to dangle his way through, but he almost turns it over as these Reps go in on the attack, but they're unable to get that shot off. The Senators coming up with a big defensive play to save the likes of these Mississauga Senators and Ethan Broussard from that ugly turnover that almost led to a chance as a big-time collision at the blue line. Senators sending it down through center ice, but it will be iced back. And that will be a tied game. Both teams tapping their goaltenders on the head, but it's these Mississauga Senators who are gutted with a tie victory, and the Mississauga Reps, who have really struggled, just celebrating that they walked away with some points here against the team that iced them 5-0 1 week ago here. Great action at the Paramount Center. And Jordan, what did you like from tonight's game?
Well, this truly was a battle of the netminders, specifically Mississauga Reps goaltender Casson Lung. We've seen him string together some dominant performances, but perhaps none bigger than this game this season. We know with the Sens group here that we watched, they're ranked third in goals for per game, 3.83. High-octane offensive group, so Casson Lung really had the work cut out for him, and he had a huge performance.
Well, with that being said, for a tied game, 1-1 for the Mississauga Reps and the Mississauga Senators, I'm Jared Rotenberg, and this is Jordan Jacklin as we finish off this game. GTHL hockey action on the 6 Hockey. Check us out on our socials, check us out on YouTube, and have an amazing evening.